Hey, this is Chris Walker with evangelismcoach.org as well as churchgreetertraining.com, and I want to give you another training tip for your greeters. Let me tell you a little story and then I'll give you the application of it. I remember several years ago I was at a conference in a church and the pastor was busy teaching. And during his teaching time, the issues with which the pastor was addressing in the sermon was appealing very directly to my heart, and I began to feel the conviction of the Holy Spirit. I began to feel the emotions stir within inside of me. I began to feel the the tears begin to form on my face, and I was very self-aware of where I was, and I didn't want to draw any attention to me. I was feeling very self-conscious at that particular moment, and so I got up from where I was and I walked to the back of the sanctuary. I didn't want to leave because I really wanted to hear what it was that the pastor was saying and the hope that the pastor was giving and drawing attention to what Jesus can do for me in the situation that I was facing. So I didn't want to leave. However, a very observant usher or an observant greeter, I'm not sure which, made note of the fact that I was struggling. He could see the Holy Spirit working on my life. He saw the interior struggle that I was having. So he came over, he placed his hand on my hand to draw attention. And when I looked at him, he very quietly and graciously said, "Would you like some prayer?" And those were the right words at the right time, and so I went off and spent some time praying with him. And that's what I remember. I remember this attentive usher who spent some time praying for me. And that's what I would encourage you to learn to train your ushers and greeters to do, is to look for those moments where people are under the conviction of the Holy Spirit and they are wanting and they're wrestling with the inside, and so they don't necessarily want to leave, but it may be an opportune moment for you to offer some prayer. So the training tip for today is to think about how can you provide training for your greeters and ushers so that they be able to notice those opportune moments that the Holy Spirit gives in order to be able to offer prayer and perhaps do some very significant personal one-on-one ministry. As you go forward here with your training of your greeters, I would encourage you to look for ways to give them opportunities to learn how to grow in praying one for another. This has been Chris Walker with evangelismcoach.org and churchgreetertraining.com. For more videos on Church Greeter Training, I invite you to visit the video blog at churchgreetertraining.com.